G'day and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some metal detecting in the goldfield region in Western Australia. We've found some abandoned gold mines and we've come and had a look at around the mines themselves. Gives us a bit of an idea of what kind of ground we should be looking for in this kind of region. Most of the time it's very hard detecting because of the amount of rubbish that's about, but usually we'll pick up some gold as well. So join us today as we search this area and hopefully we'll find a bit of gold to show you.
Awesome news. Didn't take long and I found my first piece of gold. Check it out. I already put it in the lid of the container so I wouldn't lose it. Might not be the biggest piece I've ever found, but it's gold, and yeah, it's the first one for the new area, so I'm excited. Yeah, I'm still in the same channel that comes down from the mine, and I've got a signal here that sounds more promising than the ones that I heard further down. They all turned out to be rubbish. Yeah, this one here, it actually sounds alright. So yeah, obviously it's not a screamer. Yeah, I'll give it a dig and hopefully it's gonna be gold. Yeah, that's really hard sedimentary soil here. It's almost like concrete that I'm digging here, but yeah, I'll see if it's out yet. Oh, it's still in there. Sounds promising, so I'll dig a bit more and the signal should improve then. Okay, the target is out of the hole. I pinpointed it. Now I gotta sift through the pile and see where our piece of metal is. Alright, I got it. Turned out to be a piece of gold. How nice! That's another rough subgrammer. Yeah, these nuggets really haven't traveled all that far. The mines are not far in the back here. So yeah, they would have eroded from there, come down the hill and end up in this little drain here. So very good. That's the second one for today. First day out in the new area. That's a good start. I'm happy with that because it'll keep me motivated to keep going and have a further look around.
Okay, I've just got the first target for today. It sounds a little bit rubbishy, but it's got a little bit of a warble to it, so I'll definitely be giving that one a dig. Yeah, because we're around the abandoned mines today, it's you always find heaps of tin and just lots of rubbish in general, so it's fairly hard detecting in that kind of situation, but yeah, sometimes you come up with some good relics. So, but I've got my first target here. I'll give you a bit of a listen, see what you think. So a bit of a sharper sound there, and it sounds like it's not too deep, but it does have that nice warble to it. But horseshoe nails will do that as well, so we'll have a bit of a dig and we'll see what we can find there. Yeah, so just a little fine piece of wire, that one, but it has got a slight bend in it, which yeah, tends to do that, give you that little bit of a warble to the sound. But anyway, bit of rubbish, we'll keep looking. Hopefully find some gold soon.
Yeah, that's a really rough reefy bit I got out of this trench here, and I've just been checking the walls of this pile, and that's where I just got this little subgrammer out of. 3 pieces for not much effort, really good. That is just awesome. There it is. So yeah, it's still attached to the dirt there. Yeah, that's the gold. So yeah, very good. Nugget number 4. Not very big. Chances are there that either I'm going to pick up a few of these every day, or that there might be a bigger one amongst these. I finally got a sweet sounding signal here. I already gave it a scrape and a little bit of a dig, and the signal is still there, so Chances are getting higher here. It could be a piece of gold. See, I already took a few centimeters off, and now I'm gonna wave the detector again and see what it says. So yeah, that's the first target in this area that's deeper than a centimeter or two. So I'm a bit more hopeful about this one, that it could be a nugget. Yeah, I'm still in between these workings here. So it's definitely a good spot for gold, and I'll dig it out now. It's still in there. Oh, it's out. So yeah, that's a fairly loud signal. I'm hoping it's gonna be gold. Okay, it is gold. It's just not as big as I thought. Look at that. That made such a noise in that depth. It's not even half a gram, but yeah, I'll take it, definitely. And yeah, it sounded bigger. It definitely sounded bigger. Maybe because it's flat and it gave the detector a bit of surface to react on. It's gold, it's got the right color. That's good. So yeah, I'll check the hole again if there's any more in there, and then I'll keep going again, and hopefully there will be a few more in this area here. I'll scan around this hole here now, and yeah, hopefully there's another one that sounds sweet and mellow like this one.
G'day, just going to have a quick word with you about snakes out in the bush, because we get asked a little bit about how many snakes we come across and have we ever been bitten, and to tell you the truth, we don't really see that many snakes out in the bush, surprisingly, for the amount of time we spend out here and the country that we go through. I'm actually quite surprised. Yeah, probably one of the most important things out in the bush area is probably some nice sturdy boots. They're going to protect your feet, and most of the time it's a good chance you're going to get bitten on the foot. So some nice sturdy boots is the way to start with, and then we wear some snake gaiters as well. Okay, these are the gaiters that I wear. They're actually a hard plastic in the sides there and in the front and down the foot part as well. I've glued that on there myself just to keep the shape of it. Yeah, it's going to go around your lower leg, and it's going to keep your lower leg protected from snake bites. It's also handy for when you want to walk through all the bushes, and that stops all the scratches, because yeah, as soon as you get scratches and blood, you get the flies. Yeah, not much fun. Definitely worth investing in is some snake gaiters. Also, I'll run you through some things that we carry in our backpack. Okay, one of the most important things that we do carry is a snake bandage. So this is a compression bandage. I'll just keep it in a plastic wrap there. Keep it clean, and that just stays in my backpack all the time. There's not much room to take up, and it's very lightweight, so yeah, very important that you carry a compression bandage with you. If you do get bitten, your chance of survival greatly increase if you can stay still and keep calm, and definitely if you can wrap that up with a bandage, it will definitely slow the venom down from moving throughout your body through your lymphatic system. You'll never need to use it, but if you do, you'll be thankful for it. So if you do get a bite, your best chance of survival is to stay still and don't move, and to be able to do that and get help to you need to carry a few things, and one of those things that we do carry is a UHF radio. So we've got here a 5-watt handheld UHF radio, and that gets pretty good range, and especially in this flat country, and definitely if you're out detecting with other people, they should also carry a UHF, and that way you can quickly get in contact with them, tell them where you are, and you don't need to move at all. Yeah, these Garmin units that we use are actually a combined GPS and 5-watt UHF handheld radio. We actually have two of the units. What that allows you to do is every time you hit the call button on your UHF, it sends the position of this one to the other machine, so that person can see on their map exactly where you are. So in the case of emergency, you can pretty much get you know exactly where they are, and you can follow your GPS screen until you ride on them. So these are a very handy unit. I've had these for quite a few years and they've been pretty reliable. So make sure you always mark your camp, mark where you get out of your car or off your bike or whatever before you go off walking in the bush. A lot easier to find your way back to where you started. These units are called the Rhino series from Garmin. These are the ones I've got here, are the Rhino 650s. They're a bit old now and they've just brought some new models out, but they look quite good, and yeah, I might look at updating soon. We are out in the bush full time and quite often we're in very remote areas, so we carry a sat phone. So between your sat phone and your GPS, you can get help to you pretty quickly. Okay, the sat phone was actually quite cheap. It's cheaper than my mobile phone plan, so it's great insurance to have. Always make sure you've got a GPS as well, because it's no good being able to call someone if you can't tell them exactly where you are. So we carry most of this stuff with us all the time, so if we do get into an emergency situation, we've always got backup plans on being able to get help somewhere. And like most of this equipment, it's the kind of stuff that you never want to have to use, but yeah, when you do have to use it, it's nice to know that you do have it and help won't be far away. Yeah, another thing I think is pretty much an essential item these days, and they're pretty cheap, is a personal locating beacon. This thing really is a lifesaver. Pretty small and pretty cheap these days considering what they can do for you. Yeah, like all the equipment that you carry, you want to really take the time and learn how to use it before you need to use it. So yeah, before you actually do head bush, find out how to use this stuff, and make sure everyone in your party knows how to use it as well. The most important thing to carry is first aid training. It definitely helps in an emergency situation if you've got a clear idea of what to do, and I highly recommend that you do a first aid course, because just one day it might be the life of a loved one that you have to save. And they're pretty cheap to get into as well. For the basic first aid course, it's very cheap for what it's going to provide you. So yeah, that's probably my number one thing that I'd recommend to anyone, yeah, whether you're going out bush or anywhere, is some first aid training. Okay, so that's about it. That's the gear that we carry, and it's something that you should take into consideration as well. Anything that we do use and that we like, you'll probably find in a link in the description, so go in there, check the gear out, and yeah, think seriously about whether you should be carrying some of this gear. Well, be safe there out in the bush, and we might bump into you one day out there.
We're all packed up and almost ready to go, but before we leave, of course, I want to know how much I got for this trip, so it'll be a weigh-in on our new scales. I won a set of scales at the UPLA meeting in Kalgoorlie, and MindLab and Finders Keepers supplied a few giveaways. So thank you, Matt from Finders Keepers. If you're in town, make sure you check out the shop and say hello to him and Dale. So now I want to see what the nuggets on the scales look like. I'm going to start with my rubbish pieces, quite a few again. Heaps of shotgun pellets and tin and sardine tin opener, and now the gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just over a gram. Every little bit counts, and that's alright. As long as we're picking up something, I'm really not complaining.
Yeah, we just did a short stop here in this area just to have a bit of a look before we head south a little bit, to see whether it's worth coming back up here, and I managed to pick up nothing, but Chrissy picked up a few little pieces, so it could be worthwhile coming back up through this way when we head north again. But for me this time, nothing, but hopefully at the next spot I'll pick something up.
So yeah, it was an interesting time here, but we're on our way to town. We got to do some shopping and work out where we're gonna go next. If you want to see more videos of us, just subscribe and hit the bell icon, and that way you're not gonna miss out on any new videos.